All right, let's jump right in. Come 2026, India is gearing up to take the lead of BRICS for the fourth time. And you know, this isn't just another routine summit. We're talking about a brand new, powerful vision for a group of nations that now includes almost half the world's population. So, what's the big plan?
Right here, this is the official theme for India's chairship: building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability. And believe me, this is way more than just a catchy slogan. It's really a blueprint. Each one of those words points to a pretty ambitious agenda that's designed to tackle some of the planet's biggest issues, from global health crises to shaky economies.
You know, even the logo tells a story here. At its very heart, you've got the lotus, which is a powerful symbol in Indian culture that's all about rising up with resilience. The petals themselves? They actually have the colors of all 10 BRICS member nations, which is a beautiful way of showing unity and diversity. And right in the middle, Namaste, a universal gesture of respect that's basically a call for everyone to work together. Okay, so what exactly is this group that's getting so much attention on the world stage? I mean, how did an acronym from an investment bank turn into such a major geopolitical force? Well, at its core, BRICS is a political and diplomatic platform. It's important to remember, it's not a military alliance like NATO, and it's not a formal trade bloc like the European Union. The whole point is to give these major emerging economies a shared voice, a way to cooperate on everything from the future of global finance to sustainable development.
And its evolution has been incredibly fast. I mean, think about it. It all started back in 2001 as just a catchy term, BRIC, to talk about fast-growing economies. But by 2009, it was a real thing, with the first ever Leaders Summit. South Africa joined in 2010, making it BRICS, and then, boom, in 2024, a huge expansion, nearly doubled the membership, bringing in 5 new countries and seriously boosting its global influence.
The scale we're talking about with BRICS is just staggering. And it all starts with the people. Just let this number sink in. The bloc is now home to about 46% of every single person on Earth.
And this really puts it into perspective. It means that nearly 1 out of every 2 people on this planet lives in a BRICS country. That demographic weight alone makes it a force you just can't ignore.
But it's not just about population. When you look at the economics, their collective muscle is just as impressive. Right now, BRICS countries make up more than a third of the world's entire economic output. That's huge. That 2024 expansion was a total game changer, especially when it comes to energy. By adding huge oil producers like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Iran, the BRICS group now controls over 40% of global oil production. That gives it some serious influence over energy prices and supply.
But here's the thing. BRICS is doing a lot more than just holding meetings. It's actively building its own institutions, basically creating a new financial system from the ground up.
This comparison is pretty fascinating. On one side, you've got the old guard, right? The post-World War II institutions like the World Bank and the IMF, which have traditionally been led by Western nations. But on the other side, you have these new BRICS institutions, and they're designed specifically for the needs of emerging economies, offering them a whole different way to grow.
The flagship is the New Development Bank, or NDB, based in Shanghai. With an authorized capital of $100 billion, you can think of it as their version of the World Bank. It funds these massive, critical infrastructure projects. And fun fact, India is one of its biggest customers, using NDB loans for huge projects like the Mumbai Metro.
And then there's something called the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, or the CRA. The easiest way to think about it is as a financial shield. It's a $100 billion emergency fund that members can tap into if their currency is in trouble. It's a safety net, an alternative to going to the IMF.
So, how does all of this feed into what India wants to do in 2026? Well, let's break down the agenda, which is built around 4 really clear pillars.
According to India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. J. Shankar, the whole approach is humanity first and people-centric. This really shows that the focus isn't just on high-level geopolitics, but on finding real, practical solutions that actually help the citizens of all the member countries.
So how does that philosophy actually translate into action? Well, India's organized its entire agenda around these 4 pillars, which cleverly form the acronym RICS. Resilience is all about building stronger health and energy systems to handle shocks. Innovation is about tech. Cooperation is about reforming global institutions to be more fair. And sustainability is about finding that sweet spot between economic growth and protecting the planet.
Okay, so what does the future hold for this bloc? Under India's leadership, BRICS is staring down both some incredible opportunities and some pretty significant challenges.
Now, India's official position is very clear. BRICS isn't supposed to be a disruptive force. It's meant to be a constructive one. The goal isn't to tear down the current global system, but to reform it, make it more inclusive, and act as a powerful voice for what's often called the Global South, all the developing and emerging nations of the world.
And that right there brings us to the final and maybe the most critical question. The group includes countries with some very deep rivalries, nations competing for influence and dealing with things like long-standing border disputes, especially the one between India and China. So can this incredibly powerful group manage its own internal conflicts to actually achieve its massive goal of reshaping the world order? Well, that just might be the biggest challenge of all.